and welcome to yet another video on Inclusion 360 degrees. How are you all? कैसे हैं आप सब लोग? I hope you're doing fine. For those who have just tuned into the channel, this is a channel which gives you information regarding inclusion of people with vision impairment in all spheres of life. So guys, हमने ख़त्म किया है कई सारे videos on education, schooling, college. उसके बाद क्या होता है? आपके बच्चे जब पढ़ लिख के बड़े हो जाते हैं तो क्या होता है? They get on to work. ब्रेड बटर दाल चावल दाल रोटी का मसला होता है घर पे. But the case with people with vision impairment is slightly tricky when it comes to their bread and butter. Though there are people who've done really great, who've done very well, who've gone on to prove themselves with laurels and gold medals and also have done decently in their studies, the market doesn't treat the people with vision impairment with as much as dignity or as much as confidence that they require, considering that these people or people with vision impairment are dysfunctional and may be unproductive, where they think the investment would go waste. So the thing is, here I am today at my office, Karnataka Health Promotion Trust. I must tell you, with 7.5 years of my work experience, I think that this place has been as inclusive as it can get. And I'm here talking to my team lead, Malika Tarakan. Hi, Malika.
Hi, Summaiya. Good morning.
Good morning. I must say that, Malika, I must just say it on record here that I have felt so inclusive here working in your team and working with you, because you have made this work process so much of fun for me, actually, and for everybody for that matter. I would not say for me, for everyone.
Good to hear that, Summaiya.
Thanks. So, Malika, I would just like to know, can you tell my viewers from the kind of experience you have had, and let me tell you guys, we are an organization that works with community health and we take a social science perspective to the kind of work we do. So, Malika, what is inclusion according to you?
Just to be non-theoretical in my response,
Right.
I think inclusion is just not allowing any sort of differences to come in the way of opportunities. You know, it could be any kind of difference. It could be a social difference. It could be an economic difference. It could be a physical, impairment, or any form of difference that shouldn't come in the way of giving people equal opportunities to express and to grow to their fullest potential. That shouldn't be a factor that sort of, determines what is the extent of opportunity that they have to be who they are, and who they are created to be.
Right. So that's the key, I think, irrespective of not just physical disability but all kinds of circumstances that there is. So Malika, just to ask you, have we had people with disability or people with vision impairment before at this office working?
From the time that I have been in KHPT, which is from 2007, we haven't had anybody with visual impairment working at KHPT, but we've had people with physical disabilities who have always been a part of the team. Right from the district level to the state level, we've had people with other forms of disabilities who have worked with us.
Right. So Malika, what has been your experience after? I remember very vividly that coming to this organization was through a friend of mine, and she just said that looking at my CV, you were the one who said that CVs like this should be given a chance because it is important. I remember that my friend telling me about it some time back. So after what actually made you kind of put this case of vision impairment? There are organizations that really are varied, but what made you do that actually?
Okay, now there is a personal story to this. I know, Summaiya, I haven't shared this with you. See, when I was doing my master's in TISS, I had a senior, by his name was Kailash.
Right.
Now, Kailash was visually impaired. He was doing he was a year senior to me at TIS, and Kailash grew to be a very good friend of mine. And Kailash's life just amazed me, because here was a man who was born, visually impaired by birth, and I would just watch him in awe. I would watch him just going about life, studying, and I was one of those scribes for him. Like, I would read for him, I would record notes and all that. So I think my first encounter with visual impairment was through Kailash's life, And Kailash is still so fresh in my memory. I lost contact with him about 5 or 6 years ago. I'm not very sure where he is, but I think I got to see what he was capable of doing, and his intelligence, his presence of mind, his constant alertness, and able to connect with things far superior than I could. And that's what sort of, imprinted on my heart about the capacities that people actually have that are so inherent, and an impairment doesn't really and shouldn't really come in the way. And that's really what I think opened my heart, to be very honest. I haven't shared it with any of you, but now that I have the opportunity, I think it's the right time. So when Maitreyi, who's also a friend of mine, came with this CV, and I had the, what should I say, I was in a position, I'm grateful that I was in a position in this organization to be able to decide for my team whether I wanted somebody like SUMMAIYA to be a part of my team. And I don't think there was any hesitation at all. I had heard a lot of good things about you from Maitreyi as well, and I just felt like your skill sets and what you come with can be very complementary to the organization and to my team more particularly, which works on communications and knowledge management. And that's how you came on board. To be very honest, I had my anxious moments in the beginning. I wasn't really sure because I am a novice. I don't know enough. I have not worked with people so closely.
I think we're still figuring out certain
yeah, exactly. And it's a journey of figuring out, right? I mean, we're also trying to see how we can institutionalize, our inclusion policy in the organization. What does inclusion really mean to us here at KHPT? What efforts need to be made by each one of us as team leads to make this place truly inclusive? So that's a learning process for me. I'm still learning. I'm still thinking about it. And I think, as you know, the first 1 year with you was just kind of trying to understand what can bring out the best in SUMMAIYA. What is she comfortable doing? What kind of TOR should she have? What are the tasks that she can take on? And I think we've made great progress from there, SUMMAIYA. And right now, when I look at the way you've been working and you've been taking on responsibilities, to me, honestly, the whole impairment disability piece is taken a backseat completely. I no longer have to think about, oh, she has an impairment and therefore it's no longer a factor, to be very honest. And that is really the beauty of it. Organically, we've just sort of come to a place where your disability doesn't matter anymore, So, yeah.
Malika, you've given me the word responsibility. I was going to ask you the next question on that. Do you really see people with vision impairment are given jobs? I am being very honest about it. I'm not going to they are given jobs, but they are given roles which are there for the sake of giving roles. Like it's more like a token thing. But now, since we have worked together, do you really think people with vision impairment can take up responsibilities? And if they can, then what kind of responsibilities? I would really request you to give some instances. That would help, actually.
I mean, of course they can take up responsibilities, and to be very honest, I also feel like there has been a constant effort from your end and from your family's end, I think, to really equip you, SUMMAIYA, with the skills, with the understanding, with the perspectives, with the education. And that, I think, is what I truly salute. So that sort of positions you at a place where really, if you have the skills and if you have the ability and if you have that perspective and you have the drive to want to contribute, to want to sort of, support in achieving the vision and the mission of this organization, I don't really see why anything should be a barrier in you playing whatever role that you've been assigned in the organization. And definitely it's helpful for, I think, every team lead to spend some time and invest into understanding what is it that you can excel at. And I think every team lead, irrespective of who the person on that team is, it could be somebody with a visual impairment or somebody without any impairment, needs to spend that kind of time to really understand what are the skill sets that they bring to the table and how do you find roles and responsibilities that match those skill sets. So that is something that one has to do. And I think, 1.5 years in this organization, we are clear about what you can bring to the table. Like some of the things that you're completely driving end-to-end the entire colloquium. 2.5 years, sorry about that. It feels like yesterday. But, like the things that you drive end-to-end, the whole research day piece where you're actually interacting with a lot of people, you're organizing things, you're putting together documents for the entire event. the colloquium that you're managing completely, and a lot of the other research-based support that you're giving to other teams like the qualitative team, etc., which requires you to actually travel also. Come back. I mean, you recently did a visit to Koppal, and that's what I've always wanted for you to do. Be on the field, not to see this as a deterrent. And now, as an institution, we believe that we should create that opportunity for everybody. And you've been traveling on the field, you've come back, you've been very closely involved in developing tools, modules with the program team, and that's really so great to see.
Thanks, Malika. So just a small information that around 50% to 70% of the people with vision impairment are unemployed around the world owing to certain issues of mobility and certain issues of inclusive decisions on inclusion. So Malika, I just would like to thank you here on this note that you as a team leader or as an organization did not decide what inclusion meant for me. In fact, you kind of waited and let me kind of figure out what helps me best, what helps me work better, which actually makes my life much more easier to work at KHPT. Thank you so much, Malika, for that conversation.
Yeah, and I hope that KHPT will always sort of strive to make it a much more inclusive place at all levels, make it an institutional thing, and that's what we are all striving. And just one last thing is, as an institution, if we are going to walk the talk, and if we are going to practice what we preach, we work for inclusion. We work for inclusion at the grassroots, whether it's women, whether it's people from other caste groups. We're looking at how we can create an equitable society, right? And it really begins at home. So it has to start in the organization if we have to realize this elsewhere. So thank you for choosing to be working at KHPT.
Thank you so much, Malika. I'm really fortunate. Thank you so much. So guys, after that conversation with Malika, I have come to the pantry. This is the place where all of us eat, but for me this is some place that I sit most of the times and work away from the AC. And now I am going to talk to the person who is actually the key behind forming policies for everyone at the workplace to make their work smooth and seamless. And I'm talking to Hema, the HR of KHPT, who I on and off go and keep bugging and bugging her regarding a lot of things relating app and policies and a lot of things. Hi Hema.
Hi SUMMAIYA.
How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good too, and thank you and welcome to Inclusion 360 Degrees.
My pleasure.
So Hema, I just wanted to talk to you about these very things that I generally talk to you about, and so to start off with, what do you think inclusion is?
Inclusion for me as a person and also as a HR of an organization, inclusion is, I don't see that something different. Inclusion is embedded with anything and everything what other employees are doing and eligible for, and which are in the policies. So that's how I see, because inclusion, when I always get confused, why do we differentiate? Why do we have to see them different? Anything, whether it could be disability, it could be gender, it could be anything else. When we say inclusive, it's part of the day-to-day activities or achievements when it comes to, and it's single policies. These are the inclusions when I see broadly in the organization and also in a personal life. And I also have a family member who's also differently, he needs that support in a different way, and though his ask also is always that I shouldn't be treated differently. So the way we do consider even our family member as a part of our family without differentiating, the same applies wherever we go, whether it's my personal life or whether it's a professional life. Inclusiveness is something which is for everybody.
Right, that's a nice one, Hema. So, as the HR, what do you think? I mean, you've been irrespective of the thematics, irrespective of the work, you have met and interacted with all the employees, I suppose. And what do you think you see as challenges for people with disability or persons with disability that they come across in KHPT?
See, somewhere we have been thinking, and it's on our mind we are not sensible enough to, to make certain, decisions or certain facilities, certain, things which make people with, different needs, they can be, feel very, what do you say, within the organization, without even facing any difficulties. So they can be part of the organization, anything and everything, what they do, whether it could be field work, it could be office work. And I see time to time this inclusiveness needs a different angle to it. The needs are different when we see person to person, right? So we shouldn't be putting everything under one umbrella. So we need to see what is required, and also we know that our policies lack that inclusiveness in the current policies, and we have taken steps to see how we can strengthen our policies, looking at this inclusiveness as a separate topic altogether.
I see. I am a product of those efforts from KHPT also. I've been a witness to it myself.
Sure.
But yeah. So Hema, again, I would like to again come to the same question on what do you think that the employees, what do you think are some of the challenges that they face as per your observation? Like if I may want to say, I come and keep telling you there's a glitch in the app, right? I mean the Workline app and things like that. Some of the challenges that you would like to point out that you have observed?
Yes, in some of the applications which we are using, it could be Workline, it could be something else within the organization which we are using. That's not friendly to all. So we know that, and we also are thinking how do we make that friendly. And it's not only at the organization level, even everybody has to, because we are buying these apps which are ready-made with little scope to customize it. So I see even the developers, whether it's app or any other products, even they are not developed keeping inclusiveness in mind.
Absolutely.
So that is one drawback, as you pointed out, and also certain when it comes to travel also. See, for the people with disability, they require different arrangements, right? Even a commute to the office, commuting to the field, and maybe also flexi times, and lots of looking at their requirements, we can tweak in their roles and responsibilities and make them comfortable, which suits them best. These are the common challenges I keep facing in the HR, and we try to accommodate that one-to-one basis, because we don't have a comprehensive policy which addresses this.
Hema, I just would like to add to that. I have seen you really personally pushing for that kind of thing. I remember when I used to go, I believe in inclusion, all in inclusion, I'm all for inclusion, be it travel or whatever. But even the slightest of the concern I have raised with you, you have been very positive, and you have always told me that shouldn't be that. That concern should not be there at all. I remember the retreat thing also. You were like, you should travel. You should really do, we are all there to support you, and you have to be there and do that and be in the process entirely. So I'm really fortunate to have a colleague like you, have an HR like you, because I have not seen, there are people who would say, okay fine, if you think that is the thing, then so be it, and you can go ahead, and it's okay if you don't want to travel, but you are not the kind of person that who is like that actually. So I'm really thankful. Thank you so much for the interview, and thank you for your time, and thanks for being the kind of HR that you are actually.
Thanks, SUMMAIYA. You're doing a wonderful, this wonderful initiative. I think we should keep this going, and our support and the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So here we are at the reception. So here we have the reception, the person at the reception, Prasad sir. Hi Prasad sir.
ಹಾಯ್ ಮೇಡಮ್.
Prasad sir ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ನೀವು ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಮೇಡಮ್?
ನಾನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನನ್ನ ಚಾನಲ್ ನೋಡೋರಿಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಿದೆಯಾ?
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಚಾನಲ್ ಭಾಳ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು. ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮತ್ತು ಮೋನಿಕಾ ಮೇಡಮು ಭಾಳ ಟೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು.
ಮೋನಿಕಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆದ್ರ?
ಮೋನಿಕಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು.
ವಾವ್.
ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಟೈಪ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗು ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಯಾಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಭಾಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು.
So guys, I'm gonna ask. Socializing is so important. I'm gonna bug and pull my friend out, Apurva, for a cup of chai. She's always sitting in her cabin. Apurva. Yes. Are you free? Yes. Let me go out for a cup of chai. So Apurva, would you like to what's up? To tell me. So guys, this is actually my go-to companion at office, KHPT, Apurva. We talk nonsense when we are out. We talk everything to get all the work stress and all the kind of stress. Our cup of chai and Apurva is the thing for me. So Apurva, anything you want to talk about it? Talk about that.
Hi. Hello guys, I think I have learned a lot just by socializing with SUMMAIYA. I think that's more important to me more than anything else. And especially I think she has played a very important role in sensitizing me as a person itself.
We have so much of talk, discussion, disagreements and arguments.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I think both of us are Aries.
Yeah,
and very strong, opinionated people, also moody people. But I think we gel really well in venting out.
True.
And that's exactly what we go for.
But we're not going to tell you all what we went out about. And the lift hasn't come as yet.
Yeah, it hasn't.
Here it has.
It has?
Okay. So we are in
So, that's exactly what we do. I think we also take a lot of walks, long walks.
long walks. We don't even know how time flies.
And almost an hour is something that we spend as a walking break or a lunch break. Yeah, that's exactly what we do. Little conscious also.
I know. Both of us are, I guess. Lemon chai diya? Okay, lemon chai is there. Today he has it. Finally he has it. The thing is, guys, job, we kind of go and work and everything, but socializing also becomes very important at our workplace now, because we spend most of our times at work than our homes. So it's very important to have to know how to socialize with your colleagues with vision impairment or any disability. So yeah,
I mean, I think also in sedentary jobs like this,
sedentary jobs, I know.
where we get stuck up with our little laptops and nothing else. I think it's much more important to go see the world around us. Yeah, I mean, be it for a disabled person or any.
Sensitization activity at the office, guys, which is important, I think, for everyone to experience and to be empathetic. So what we're going to do is we have had two volunteers who are blindfolded, and they will be trying to recognize people's voices, the colleagues, through their voices. And the second activity is we try to see if they know their own location in their office when they're blindfolded using their different senses. They'll be taken to different places and will be asked if they can figure out where they are standing right now. And let's see if they can figure out the location. Okay.
ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
I'm from H.
ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮದು ಅವಿನಾಶ್ ಜೊತೆ ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದು ಅದು ಎಚ್ ಟಿ ಎಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಲೀಡ್ ಹೌದಾ? ಹೆಸರು ಸಾರಿ ಹೆಸರು ನಂಗೆ ನೆನಪಿಲ್ಲ ಬಟ್ ಐ ನೋ
You got.
ಹೆಸರು ಸುನಿಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ.
Hi, Suresh. How are you?
His name I don't know, but this is a tall guy.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Very nice.
ಅದು Summaiyadu actually experienced it. She recognizes me from my shoes and also from my perfume. So
Yesterday he gave speech.
yes, that girl. But how she recognizes me from my perfume is amazing because from very far she knows that I have come. So,
I cannot manage now itself. I am trying to know when I see you, it is opening. I am thinking about Sumaiya. It is like how she cannot tolerate for 1 minute. But she is tolerating for whole life.
No, because this is I'm used to it.
Yeah, used
That's
to
okay.
it. But I am telling my experience.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, hey guys, so that's it for today. I hope you liked the video, and I really would like to thank everyone in KHPT, all of the ones who actually spoke on my channel, Malika, Hema, and everybody who volunteered for the game. I would like to thank all of them, and I would like to actually convey this message that inclusion becomes very important, especially when it comes to workplace, because jobs and work, really a livelihood for everybody, whoever it is, really adds on for self-esteem needs and the dignity of an individual. If people are denied and deprived of livelihood, that really is, it really talks counterproductive, and it is against the right to life of all the people. So my a few key suggestions that I would like to make to all the organizations who are employing people with vision impairment or any disability for that matter. One size fits all is really a wrong approach, like the HR, my colleague Hema said, because just like you have gender differences, caste differences, likewise you have differences in terms of disability, which is really at the bottom and is less noticed and is less taken cognizance of, and people with disability land up becoming the lowest hanging fruits and nobody really wants to take them on. बहुत हम कोशिश करते हैं कि we get into the educational system with a lot of difficulty, fee pay करो ना करो, but it becomes now very difficult to convince people to take us on board for employment because that involves paying the person. So please have committees for people with disability, like how you have gender related committees. Time to time sensitization activities and sensitization in the organization becomes very important. At the same time, it is important to have a certain budget that is fixed for persons with disability to meet their requirements and needs. Until then, I hope you like the video. Please do like, share and subscribe to Inclusion 360 Degrees. Until then, see you until the next video. Bye, take care.